The invitation was cream-colored. Heavy stock. Gold lettering. Mr. Derek Chen cordially invites you to celebrate 15 years of excellence. Not Mr. and Mrs. Just him. I held it against the kitchen light, searching for my name somewhere in the elegant script. It wasn't there. "You're not coming," Derek said behind me. He was adjusting his cufflinks, the ones I'd bought him for our 10th anniversary. "It's a professional event." "It's our anniversary dinner," I said quietly. "It's my promotion celebration that happens to fall on our anniversary." "There's a difference, Maya." He said my name like it was something small. Something that took up too much space in his mouth. "You told your partners it was an anniversary celebration." I saw the email. His jaw tightened. "I told them it was a milestone dinner." They assumed. I didn't correct them because it made the venue booking easier. "The venue I helped you choose. The venue my assistant called dozens of places to secure." He picked up his phone, checked something. "Put it down. Look, you wouldn't enjoy it anyway. It's all corporate people. Lawyers. Investors. You'd be bored." What he meant was, "You'd embarrass me." I'd heard it before in different words. When he asked me not to come to the firm's holiday party because I wouldn't know anyone. When he introduced me to his senior partner as just Maya, without mentioning that I had a master's degree in architecture. When he suggested I dress simpler before meeting his college friends. 15 years of marriage. 10 years of being slowly erased. "I want to be there," I said. "Well, you can't." He picked up his keys. "The reservation is for exactly 50 people. There's no extra seat." "Then give me yours." He laughed. Actually laughed. "Jesus, Maya. Do you hear yourself? This is my night. My achievement. I made junior partner. What have you done?" The words landed like a slap. What had I done? I'd put my career on hold when his hours got longer. I'd moved 3 times in 5 years for his promotions. I'd eaten dinner alone for a decade while he built his reputation. I'd smiled through 1,000 stories about cases I'd never see and clients I'd never meet. I'd disappeared so he could shine. "I'll just come for an hour," I whispered. "No. Derek. No, Maya. For once, can you not make everything about you?" He grabbed his jacket from the chair. "I'll be home late. Don't wait up." The door closed. I stood in our kitchen, the one I'd renovated with money from my mother's life insurance, and looked at the invitation again. The Sterling Room at Meridian House. I knew that venue. I knew it better than Derek did. I picked up my phone and made a call. "Hi, Robert. It's Maya Chen." "Yes, it's been too long. Listen, I need you to do something for me tonight. The thing about being invisible is that people forget you exist." Derek forgot I had a life before him. A career before I became Derek's wife. A network before I became his shadow. He forgot that before we met, I was the youngest project manager at Kellerman & Associates, one of the most prestigious architectural firms in the city. He forgot that I'd spent 3 years designing and overseeing the construction of Meridian House, a converted mansion turned luxury event space. He forgot that when the owner, Thomas Caldwell, had a stroke 2 years ago, he'd sold the property to someone he trusted. He forgot to ask who. Or maybe he never cared enough to know. I'd kept my business interests separate. Not out of secrecy, but out of exhaustion. Every time I mentioned work, Derek's eyes would glaze over. He'd check his phone or interrupt with a story about his own day. Eventually, I stopped trying. The money from Meridian House went into a separate account. I told Derek I'd inherited it from my mother, which was partly true. I just didn't mention that I'd turned that inheritance into something bigger. Much bigger. I dressed carefully that night. Not the simple black dress Derek preferred. The emerald one I'd bought 3 years ago and never worn because he said it was too much. It wasn't too much. It was perfect. I drove to Meridian House and parked in a private lot behind the building, the one guests didn't know about. Robert, the head of operations, was waiting by the staff entrance. Mrs. Chen. He smiled, but his eyes were worried. Are you sure about this? Completely sure. He doesn't know, does he? Do you own the building? No. Robert shook his head slowly. This is going to be uncomfortable. Good. He led me through the back corridors, the ones I'd designed for staff efficiency. We passed the kitchen, where I could hear the chaos of a major event. 50 meals are being prepared. My chef, hired 2 years ago, barking orders in French. We stopped at a door that led to the main hall. What do you want me to do? Robert asked. Nothing yet. Just watch. If I need you, I'll signal. And if he causes a scene, then we handle it professionally. I touched his arm. Thank you, Robert. For everything. He nodded and disappeared back into the staff corridors. I took a breath. Opened the door. And walked into my husband's celebration. The Sterling room was beautiful. I designed it to be. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Crystal chandeliers I'd selected from a warehouse in Brooklyn. Marble floors imported from Italy. Every detail perfect. 50 people in expensive clothes holding expensive drinks. And there, at the center of it all, was Derek. He was laughing. His arm around a woman I didn't recognize, young, blonde, wearing a dress that cost more than our monthly mortgage. His partners surrounded him, raising glasses, clapping him on the back. He looked happy. Happier than I'd seen him in years. I walked toward the entrance. Not rushing. Not hiding. Just walking. A server approached with a tray of champagne. I took a glass and smiled. Lovely event, I said. Isn't it? She beamed. Mr. Chen rented out the whole building. Must have cost a fortune. Must have. I moved through the crowd slowly. No one noticed me at first. Why would they? I was just another guest in a beautiful dress. Then I saw Derek's senior partner, Martin Wu. I'd met him once, briefly, at a charity function 3 years ago. Martin, I said, extending my hand. He looked confused for a moment, then recognition flickered. Maya? Maya Chen. That's right. I didn't know you were. Does Derek know you're here? He glanced toward my husband nervously. Not yet. Oh. Martin looked like he wanted to be anywhere else. Well, it's nice to see you. You look wonderful. Thank you. The venue is beautiful, isn't it? Stunning. Derek said he had to pull strings to book it. Apparently, it's usually reserved months in advance. Is that what he said? Yes. He made quite a fuss about it, actually. Kept saying how lucky we were to get it. I smiled. Very lucky. I moved on before Martin could ask any more questions. I saw Derek's college roommate, Paul. His assistant, Jennifer, the one who'd supposedly called dozens of places to secure the venue. His junior associates are trying too hard to impress the partners. And then I saw her again. The blonde woman. She was standing very close to Derek now, her hand on his chest, laughing at something he said. Too close. Too familiar. Derek's hand rested on her lower back. Not quite inappropriate, but not quite professional either. I felt something cold settle in my stomach. I walked directly toward them. Derek saw me when I was 10 feet away. His face went white, then red, then something harder. Maya. His voice was tight. Controlled. What are you doing here? Attending the celebration. I told you. That there was no room. I remember. I looked at the blonde woman. Extended my hand. Hi, I'm Maya. Derek's wife. Her smile faltered. She looked at Derek, uncertain. This is Amanda, Derek said through gritted teeth. She's a consultant on the Hexagon case. How nice. I kept smiling. Have you two worked together long? 6 months, Amanda said quietly. She pulled her hand away from Derek's chest. I should go check on, excuse me. She disappeared into the crowd. Derek grabbed my elbow. Hard. What the hell are you doing? I wanted to celebrate with you. I told you not to come. And I came anyway. His grip tightened. You're embarrassing me. Am I? Yes. You need to leave. Now. Or what? His eyes went dark. Or I'll have security remove you. I laughed. I couldn't help it. The sound came out sharp and bitter. You'll have security remove me? This is a private event, Maya. You're not on the guest list. Neither is Amanda, technically. She's a consultant, not a partner. But I noticed she got an invitation. That's different. How? She's relevant to my work. And I'm not relevant to anything. He didn't deny it. That hurt worse than the grip on my arm. Let go of me, Derek. Not until you agree to leave. Let go. Maya. Is there a problem here? Robert appeared beside us. Professional. Calm. His hand was resting lightly on Derek's shoulder. Derek released my arm immediately. No problem. My wife was just leaving. Was she? Robert looked at me. Ma'am. Actually, I said slowly, I think I'll stay. Derek's face flushed. Robert, can you please escort my wife out? She's disrupting the event. I'm afraid I can't do that, sir. Excuse me. I can't remove Mrs. Chen from the premises. I'm paying for this venue. I have every right to decide who stays and who goes. Robert smiled. It wasn't a warm smile. Actually, sir, you don't. Derek looked confused. What are you talking about? The venue owner has final authority over all guests. And the owner has made it very clear that Mrs. Chen is welcome here. Then get the owner. I'll talk to them directly. You're looking at her. Silence. Derek stared at Robert. Then at me. Then back at Robert. What? Mrs. Chen owns Meridian House, Robert said pleasantly. Has for 2 years. So technically, sir, you're the guest here. Not her. I watched Derek's face. Watched the confusion turn to disbelief. Disbelief turns to understanding. Understanding turns to rage. That's not possible. Very possible, I said quietly. You don't own anything. You don't work. You don't. I owned this building before I met you, Derek. I designed it. Built it. Bought it when Thomas Caldwell retired. I took a sip of champagne. The booking agent who secured this venue for your celebration. She works for me. The chef preparing your dinner. I hired him. The staff serving drinks. My employees. His mouth opened. Closed. You've been paying me to attend your own anniversary dinner. The words hung in the air between us. You lied to me, he whispered. No. I just stopped trying to tell you the truth. The room had gone quiet. Not completely, there was still music, still conversation, but around us, a bubble of silence had formed. People were watching. Martin Wu stood frozen with a drink halfway to his mouth. Paul had his phone out, probably texting someone. Jennifer looked like she wanted to sink through the floor. Amanda had reappeared at the edge of the crowd, her face pale. Derek's hands were shaking. How long? How long what? How long have you been lying about this? I haven't lied about anything. You never asked. You never cared. That's bullshit, Maya. You deliberately hid this from me. I told you I own property. You said that was nice and changed the subject. I told you I was consulting on architectural projects. You asked if I'd picked up your dry cleaning. I told you I had investments. You said that was cute. You never said you owned this. You never asked what building. You never asked anything, Derek. Not in 10 years. His face was red now. Properly red. The kind of anger that comes from humiliation. You made me look like an idiot. You did that yourself. Do you have any idea how much I paid for tonight? The deposit alone was $15,000. 20, I corrected. And that money went into an account I used to maintain the building and pay my staff. Jesus Christ. He ran his hand through his hair. Everyone here, they all know now. They all know you own this place, and I didn't. Is that what's bothering you? That people know I'm successful? You're not successful. You're hiding behind property you bought with inheritance money. I bought this building with money I earned, Derek. Money from contracts and projects you never bothered to ask about. My mother's inheritance was the seed money. I turned it into something real. You should have told me. Why? The question seemed to stun him. Because I'm your husband. Are you? I set down my champagne glass. When's the last time you asked how my day was? When's the last time you came home before midnight? When's the last time you touched me as you meant it? We're not doing this here. You're right. We're not. I looked at Robert. Can you prepare the sunset room? I think I'd like to have dinner after all. Of course, Mrs. Chen. Maya, Derek reached for me. I stepped back. Don't. We need to talk about this. We really don't. I'm not letting you walk away like this. You let me walk away every single day for a decade. Tonight is no different. I turned and walked toward the side door, the one that led to the smaller private dining room I'd added 3 years ago. Behind me, I heard Derek's voice rising. Maya. God damn it, Maya, come back here. I didn't turn around. Robert followed me through the corridors. When we reached the sunset room, he opened the door and gestured inside. I took the liberty of having Chef prepare something special. Just in case. The table was set for one. Candles. Fresh flowers. A bottle of wine I'd been saving for something important. Thank you, Robert. Do you want me to cancel the main event? No. Let them finish dinner. Let Derek have his celebration. Are you sure? I sat down. The chair was comfortable. The room was quiet. I'm sure. He nodded and left me alone. I poured myself wine and looked out the window at the city lights. My phone buzzed. Derek calling. I declined it. He called again. Declined. Again. Declined. Then the text started. We need to talk. You can't just walk out. This is ridiculous. Everyone is asking where you went. You're making this worse. Answer me. I turned my phone face down on the table. A few minutes later, there was a knock on the door. Come in. It wasn't Robert. It was Amanda. She stood in the doorway, wringing her hands. Mrs. Chen. May I come in? Why? I need to talk to you. Please. I gestured to the chair across from me. She sat down carefully, as the chair might collapse. I didn't know, she said immediately. About you. About any of this. Didn't you? No. I swear. Derek told me he was separated. He said you'd been living apart for months. He said the divorce was almost finalized. The words hit like stones. Did he? Yes. I'm so sorry. I would never, I'm not that kind of person. What kind of person are you, Amanda? She looked down at her hands. The stupid kind, apparently. I almost laughed. Almost. How long have you been sleeping with him? 3 months. Her voice was barely a whisper. It started after a late night at the office. We were working on the hexagon brief, and it happened. And then it kept happening. Does he tell you he loves you? Yes. Does he text you at night when he says he's working late? Yes. Does he make you feel special? Like you're the only person who really understands him? She looked up, tears in her eyes. Yes. He's lying. I know that now. Does that change anything? She was quiet for a long moment. I don't know. Let me tell you what happens next, Amanda. He'll apologize. He'll say I'm crazy, that I don't understand him, that you're different. He'll promise to leave me. He'll make plans with you, weekends away, future apartment hunting, maybe even engagement rings. How do you? Because it's what he does. You're not the first. Her face went white. There was Sophie. Before her, Melissa. Before her, I stopped keeping track. I poured more wine. He has a type. Young. Blonde. Ambitious. Women who look at him like he's impressive. But he loves you. He talks about you all the time. Does he? What does he say? He says you're difficult. That you don't support his career. That you've given up on life. I nodded slowly. And you believed him? I wanted to. Then you're not stupid, Amanda. You're just young. There's a difference. She started crying properly now. Mascara running down her cheeks. I don't know what to do. You leave. You find someone who doesn't lie about being married. You build a life that doesn't depend on being someone's secret. What are you going to do? I'm going to finish my wine. Then I'm going to go home. Then I'm going to call my lawyer. You're divorcing him. What do you think? She wiped her eyes. I think you should have done it years ago. You're probably right. She stood up slowly. For what it's worth, Mrs. Chen, I really am sorry. Save your apologies for yourself. You're going to need them. She left. I sat alone again. My dinner arrived 20 minutes later. The chef had prepared duck with cherry reduction. My favorite. I ate slowly, methodically. The door burst open. Derek stood there, breathing hard. His tie was loose. His face was flushed. What the hell was that? What was what? Amanda just quit. Walked out in the middle of dinner. Said she couldn't work with me anymore. Okay. Okay. That's all you have to say. What do you want me to say, Derek? I want you to explain what you said to her. I told her the truth. Which is? That you're a liar. That she's not special. That you've done this before. He slammed the door behind him. You had no right. I had every right. You brought your mistress to our anniversary dinner and then tried to throw me out of my own building. I'd say we're past worrying about rights. She's not my mistress. What is she then? It's complicated. I laughed. Actually laughed. Is it? Because it seems pretty simple to me. You wanted something exciting. Someone who made you feel young and important. Someone who didn't know you well enough to be disappointed yet. You don't understand. I understand perfectly. No, you don't. You don't know what it's like. Working 70-hour weeks, fighting for every promotion, carrying the weight of being the provider. Being the provider. My voice rose. Derek, I make more money than you do. That's not, you don't have a real job. I own 4 buildings in this city. I employ 63 people. I consult on major architectural projects across 3 states. What do you do? Sue corporations for other corporations? Write briefs that nobody reads? Don't diminish what I do. Then don't diminish what I do. He pointed at me. This right here is why we have problems. You can't just be supportive. You always have to compete. I'm not competing with you, Derek. I'm just existing. And apparently, that's too much. I never said that. You say it every day. Every time you introduce me as just Maya. Every time you change the subject when I talk about my work. Every time you make plans without asking if I want to come. You never seemed interested. I was never invited. He ran his hands through his hair. Paste. This is insane. We're married. We're supposed to be on the same team. We were never on the same team, Derek. You were always playing solo. That's not true. Isn't it? Name 3 things I'm working on right now. What? 3 projects. 3 things are happening in my life. Name them. He stared at me. You can't, can you? I've been busy. Name 1, then. Silence. Name my best friend. More silence. Name anything about me, Derek. Anything real. Not what I cook for dinner or which dry cleaner I use. Something that matters. He opened his mouth. Closed it. You don't know me, I said quietly. You haven't known me for years. Maybe you never did. Maya. I want a divorce. The words came out calmly. Final. No. It's not a negotiation. You can't just decide. I already did. Tonight. When you grabbed my arm and told me I was embarrassing you. When you tried to have me thrown out of my own building. When I realized that after 15 years, you still see me as an inconvenience. That's not fair. None of this is fair, Derek. But it's done. He stepped toward me. Maya, please. We can fix this. Therapy. Counseling. Whatever you want. I don't want therapy. I want out. You're angry right now. You're not thinking clearly. I'm thinking more clearly than I have in years. What about everything we've built together? We haven't built anything together. You built your career. I built my business. We've been living separate lives in the same house for a decade. I love you. The words sounded hollow. No, you don't. You love the idea of me. The wife you can ignore until it's convenient. The woman who doesn't ask questions or make demands. That's not true. Then why, Amanda? Why Sophie? Why any of them? He flinched. You cheat because I'm boring. Because I'm there. Because you can. I stood up. But I'm done being convenient. Where are you going? Home. To pack. You can't leave. Watch me. I walked past him. He grabbed my wrist, not hard this time, just desperate. Maya. Please. Don't do this. I looked down at his hand on my wrist. At the wedding ring I'd chosen 15 years ago. Let go, Derek. He did. I walked out of the sunset room, through the corridors, past the main hall where his celebration was still happening, quieter now, people glancing toward the door, whispering. I walked out the front entrance, where the valet brought my car around. I drove home through empty streets, my hands steady on the wheel. The apartment was dark when I got there. Our apartment. Soon to be his apartment. I turned on the lights and looked around. Everything was exactly as I'd left it. Clean. Ordered. Impersonal. We'd lived here for 8 years, and it still looked like a showroom. I went to the bedroom and pulled a suitcase from the closet. Started packing. Not everything, just enough for a few weeks. My phone rang again. Derek. I didn't answer. It rang 4 more times before he gave up. Then a text, "We need to talk. Come back to the venue." I deleted it. Another text, "I'm sorry. Please. Delete. Maya, I'm begging you. Delete." I finished packing and sat on the edge of the bed. 15 years. 15 years of trying to be smaller. Quieter. Less. 15 years of waiting for him to notice me. I picked up my phone and called my lawyer. "Jessica. It's Maya Chen. I need you to draw up divorce papers." "Yes, I'm sure." "No, he doesn't know yet." "Well, he knows I want a divorce, but he doesn't know about the papers." "Tomorrow is fine." "Yes, I'll send over the financial documents." "Thank you." I hung up and looked around the bedroom one more time. Then I picked up my suitcase and left. I checked into the Belmont Hotel downtown. Not because I didn't have other options, I owned a condo in Brooklyn that I rented out, but because I needed to be somewhere neutral. Somewhere that wasn't home and wasn't work. Somewhere I could think. The room was simple. Clean. Anonymous. I ordered room service and sat by the window, watching the city lights. My phone buzzed constantly. Derek calling. Texting. Leaving voicemails. I turned it off. I slept well for the first time in months. The next morning, I met Jessica at her office. She was efficient. Professional. The kind of lawyer who made divorce seem like a business transaction. "You'll want to file on grounds of adultery," she said, sliding papers across her desk. "It's New York, so we could do no fault, but given the circumstances. Adultery is fine. We'll need documentation. Text messages, emails, and photographs, if you have them." "I have emails." From his assistant. "Booking hotels." "Perfect. And you mentioned property?" "For buildings in Manhattan. One in Brooklyn. All purchased before the marriage or with separate funds." "That makes it easier." "Anything jointly owned?" "The apartment. It's in both our names, but I made the down payment with separate funds." "We can argue for that." "Anything else?" "Bank accounts. Retirement funds. Standard marital assets." Jessica made notes. "This should be straightforward. New York is an equitable distribution state, so we'll argue for a division that reflects your separate property interests. Given your income versus his, I don't anticipate alimony being an issue." "I don't want alimony." "You may be entitled." "I don't want anything from him. I just want out." She looked at me over her glasses. "Maya, you have every right to claim what you're legally entitled to." "I know. But I don't want it. I want this to be clean. Fast. Done. He may fight it. Let him." She nodded slowly. "All right. I'll have the papers drawn up by the end of the day. We can serve him tomorrow." "Where?" "His office is typical. But given what happened last night." She smiled slightly. "How do you feel about serving him at the venue? During business hours, when his colleagues might be around?" I thought about it. "No. Serve him at home. He deserves at least that much privacy." "You're being generous." "I'm being fair. There's a difference." Derek called 37 times the next day. I didn't answer. He showed up at Meridian House that afternoon. Robert called me from the lobby. Mr. Chen is here. He's demanding to see you. Tell him I'm not available. He's causing a scene, ma'am. Should I call security? I thought about it. About Derek yelling in my lobby. About my staff witnessing his meltdown. No. Send him up to my office. Are you sure? I'm sure. 5 minutes later, Derek burst through my office door. He looked terrible. Rumpled suit. Dark circles under his eyes. Hair uncombed. You haven't been answering my calls. I know. We need to talk. We talked last night. No, you talked. You made decisions. You didn't give me a chance to. To what? Explain. Apologize. Promise to change. He ran his hand through his hair. Yes. All of that. I'm not interested. Maya, please. I made mistakes. I know that. But we can fix this. I don't want to fix it. You don't mean that. I absolutely mean it. He sat down heavily in the chair across from my desk. I love you. You keep saying that. Because it's true. Derek, you don't even like me. You haven't liked me in years. That's not. You find me boring. Inconvenient. In the way. The only time you remember I exist is when you need something or when I'm not behaving the way you want. That's not fair. It's completely fair. He looked at me. Really looked at me. Maybe for the first time in years. When did you stop loving me? The question surprised me. I don't know. Somewhere between the third time you cancelled our anniversary plans and the first time you told me not to come to your office party. That was years ago. Yes. Why didn't you say something? I did. You didn't listen. He was quiet for a long moment. What do you want from me? Nothing. There has to be something. There's nothing, Derek. No grand gesture. No apology. No promise of change. I just want to be free. Free from what? From pretending. From shrinking myself to fit into your life. From waiting for you to notice I'm drowning. I didn't know you felt like that. You didn't ask. He stood up. Paced to the window. Stared out at the city. If I could go back. You can't. I would do things differently. But you can't. So it doesn't matter. He turned to face me. What happens now? You'll be served divorce papers tomorrow. At the apartment. Around 6 p.m. His face went white. You already? Yes. Jesus, Maya. You don't waste time. I wasted 15 years. I'm done. This is really happening. Yes. He laughed bitterly. Unbelievable. You're just going to throw away 15 years of marriage over one mistake. One mistake. Derek, you've been cheating for 5 years. With at least 4 different women that I know about. Probably more. How do you? I'm not stupid. I just stopped caring enough to confront you. He sat back down. Put his head in his hands. What about the apartment? You can keep it. I'll sign it over. I can't afford it without your income. Not my problem. Maya. You'll figure it out. You always do. He looked up at me. His eyes were red. I'm sorry. For all of it. For not seeing you. For taking you for granted. For hurting you. Okay. That's it. Just okay. What do you want me to say? That I forgive you. Is that fine? It's not fine, Derek. But I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done. I don't know how to fix this. You can't. There has to be a way. There isn't. Some things can't be fixed. Some damage is permanent. He stood up slowly. I should go. Yes. He walked to the door. Stopped. For what it's worth, you look different. Different how? Happy. Or at least, lighter. That's what happens when you stop carrying someone else's weight. He nodded slowly. Opened the door. Derek? He turned. I hope you find whatever you're looking for. I really do. But you're not going to find it in other women. You're not going to find it in promotions or partnerships or fancy dinners. Where am I going to find it? I don't know. But it starts with being honest with yourself about who you are and what you want. And who am I? I have no idea. I never really knew. He left without another word. I sat at my desk for a long time after he was gone. Then I called Robert. Can you do me a favor? Of course, Mrs. Chen. Change the locks on the sunset room. I'm thinking of converting it into a permanent office space. For you. For me. I think that's an excellent idea. The divorce took 6 months. Derek fought it at first. Demanded mediation. Counseling. Delays. But eventually, he gave up. Maybe he realized I was serious. Maybe he found someone new to chase. Maybe he just got tired. I didn't care which. The settlement was clean. I kept my properties. He kept the apartment, though he had to take on a roommate to afford it. We split the retirement accounts and savings down the middle. No alimony. No ongoing contact. Just done. I moved into a loft in Tribeca. Something bright and open with floor to ceiling.